When it comes to remakes, Resident Evil has already seen its fair share, some received with critical success while others left a bit of a sour taste in the mouths of fans and players. So when Capcom announced that they would be remaking one of the greatest Resident Evil games of all time, Resident Evil 4, fans were left with a very mixed opinion as to whether this would be good, like Resident Evil 2, or something to desire with cut content such as Resident Evil 3 Remake. The most obvious change noticeable from launching the game is of course going to be the visuals. While the original Resident Evil 4 was released back in 2005, it was not far behind as the previous two installments when it comes to visual appearance. Resident Evil 4 was still playable while not looking terrible. Once again though, the remake has delivered on updating fan favourite characters, beautifully detailed environments, still capturing the ambience of its namesake. From the first moments of walking into the village, it looks laid out exactly as I remember. And this goes for most of the environments that I came across. Some seem to have expanded to allow a little bit more exploration. Enemy character models look as horrific as ever, with a more intimidating presence with their updated models. Dismemberment options, variety of enemy model types, and animations keep up with the expectation a game like this carries with it. Leon and Ashley look faithful to their rendition, with the iconic hairstyle of Leon begging the question, what conditioner does he use? And Ashley screeching for help, providing some satisfaction when she would accidentally die or get captured. Turning over to the gameplay, guns feel great to use. Being able to aim and move is a much needed improvement alongside more fluid movement and traversal in general. Sporting a variety of weapon types, I definitely had my preferences and the ones that I didn't like, but not because they were clunky. I didn't find any weapon bad to use, just some that I preferred over others. The inventory suitcase returns for all your Tetris mini games you've always wanted to play in your Resident Evil game. Also returning is the Stranger, jacket filled to the brim with upgrades to weapons and other secrets. Melee has also seen a slight improvement, being able to move while slicing or hold still with a quick jabbing motion. The knife has never been a more powerful method against enemies, but can certainly finish off some mobs with nice looking animations or stealthily dispatch victims completely unaware. The story for Resident Evil 4 will feel like a very familiar experience. The original story was great, the remake has stayed true to the story that came before it, albeit with a few slight tweaks to enhance the coherence and continuity. Set several years after the events in Raccoon City, Leon is charged with rescuing the daughter of the President of the United States, who has been kidnapped. His search leads him to a remote area where things turn ugly real fast. For veterans who have played the original, the remake not only provides a reincarnation of the storyline in a higher visual appearance, but also adds in a few extra tidbits for you to digest. For those who have never played the Resident Evil 4 game before, the story that's on offer is absolutely great. Unlike the Resident Evil 3 remake, the content has not been cut, a lesson learned well by the devs and is fantastic to see. The main villains are intimidating, memorable, and will suck you into the fight or flight of Leon and Ashley. The worry with the remake can always be how much of the enjoyment was due to nostalgia. Just like with RE2 Remake, the story is not built on nostalgia, it's just built on good writing. During your playthrough, you will come across a lot of side quests which have been introduced in Resident Evil 4. However, these are largely the same throughout the playthrough, shoot charms or shoot rats, not staying too far from this formula. Whilst repetitive, they did not really hinder story progression, and it can be completed without a whole deal of sidetracking. Earning special tokens from these side missions can bring unique rewards including weapons, suitcase upgrades and resources. Maybe I'm biased, but I absolutely loved the game back in 2005, and the remake for me hits all the correct marks. It updated the visuals, only tweaked the story for coherency and for that continuity, whilst putting most of the work into the weapons and the combat. A fantastic Resident Evil game worthy of your time, regardless if you have experienced it before or not. But I want to hear your thoughts. Did you play the original and would you recommend the remake? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.